guy who will pass will sell it, not be the judge. The case don't go anywhere. They won't just all their matters there. They don't get any secret. This my phone don't get it.
Oil exploitation has been going on in the Ekpetema Kingdom for about 60 years. I think the first few memories I have of oil and gas exploitation started in the 60s. When I was a little child, I saw helicopters and seaplanes and all of that come and land in a river and then across at the sandbar across Barantoro community. And so it has been on, but somehow I think there was a lull during the Nigerian Civil War. And then after the Civil War, particularly in the 80s, there was renewed activities around here. And so there were seismic activities, so dynamite explosions here and there across everywhere, wires passing through people's houses recklessly. Until I think in the 80s, they established that they found some huge cache of gas in this place where we presently are. And so underneath this palace is so much of gas. And then from the 2000s, from the 90s, they started preparing to come and drill around here. So more like an attack of the environment from 1990s. So 1990, they dredged to build a road, and that's the road you drove, you used to come here. That road about 10 kilometers from Etegwe Junction. They dredged well over 10,000 metric tons of sand to build that road. And that was literally excavating more than half of Barantoro community specifically. And of course, the effect goes downstream and upstream. So they did that because the dredging company, Wilbros Nigeria Limited, which was hired by Shell, was right in front of our community. And we couldn't do much because they said they had a license or a permit from the Federal Ministry of Environment. So they were authorized by the Federal Government of Nigeria, precisely Federal Ministry of Environment, to come and excavate our town to build a road through which they could properly exploit this part of the world. So that happened in the 90s, and then from 1990, by 2000, so they built the road over a period, took about 5-6 years to build the road. And then, of course, drilling activities commenced again in earnest. And then in 2004, they came for what is called a central processing facility and field logistic base, which is that monster that is a bit to my right-hand side, within 500 meters radius here. So they established that particular infrastructure. And then by 2006, 2007, 2008, yes, they started the export or transportation of gas, liquefied natural gas, from here to Soku and then to Bonny for export. The average production is within the range of about 60,000 barrels of oil equivalent of gas, which is what we move from here every day. So whether you see the flare or not, that's what happens. And then, of course, by doing that, there's also so much of gas flaring. So from about 2008, the gas has been burning till today. In the last few weeks, it was like hell had come down. So it was burning so hot, so red, so polluting. If you look into the sky, you will see the atmosphere, you see the clouds take a different coloration, showing how the noxious gas, the cloud, have been transported in the air to the right or left, as the case may be, depending on the wind direction. The consequences have been grave. Children have died, old people have died. Even my mother died in 2012. I believe that if not for the choking effect of this pollution, she would still have been alive. Yes, she died old, but then she may have still stayed alive. So a lot of people have died of asphyxiation, so asthma and such related diseases, and then of course skin infections of all types. The water is being polluted again by the oil and gas industry, because aside from the pollution of the air by burning gas, they also release sewage into the river, and we are downstream. So you release the sewage a kilometer or 500 meters upstream, and then there's no potable water. Then, of course, we are the first victims. And you can imagine when about 2,000 persons poop in that place, sometimes even more than that, 3,000 persons, poop in that place once or twice or thrice a day. And you are not able to find a better place to dispose of such waste other than just channeling it into the river to pollute us. So every Ekpetema community downstream suffers that. 60s, for instance, and 60s particularly before the war. If you had gone to the waterside to wash plates for 10, 20 minutes, you would also, if you desire, come up with about 20 kilograms of fish. That was how easy it was to get fish from the waterside, because you had fishes everywhere. But in recent times, because of this sustained pollution from crude oil, you hardly will have fish to even eat. If you are a fisherman and you go to the river in the evening, let's say you go around 6 p.m., and you return by 9 a.m., if you are lucky, you will come with about 3 kilograms of fish, which is not enough for even your family. So you can imagine how impoverished the people of this part of the world have become. When we used to be the merchants, in those early days, we were all rich, we all had homes. But I can tell you that about 60% of Ijaw people are paying rent to live in their own communities.
Me particular no go school, na farm work I dey carry survive. Since wey this company come, we come dey drag oil dem for our place, so food wey we plant sef, cassava sef no dey grow well. The crops themselves, before you go know, highest you plant 2 months rain don fall, our cassava dem go die finish. Like this one wey now wey I do, like e reach 10 fathom of farm, but the only one wey I fit take na it be 2 fathom of farm wey I fit collect, because the water, the places where the pipeline wey dem dig, dem no burst hole, dem don come destroy all our farms. Some no even matured. Like this one, matured. I dey kill my cassava finish, na still hungry we dey. Yam wey we plant sef, e no dey grow well again. You go plant yam, before you go know, 6 months sef yam no dey grow because of the oil wey dem don comot finish for inside. Yam no dey gree grow. Before you go grow, maybe 2 months time, water don already take am, no food. Our stick, our plant dem wey be say we dey plant to flower dem wey dey around too, because of the oil, e no dey gree grow. Plantain before we full plant, highest 6 months, 5 months, we don dey go cut big plantain buns dey come sell, take train our children. But now plantain sef no dey. Children now to train na problem. Water, we will not too get water. Like me, I no get money, my husband no dey work. Na rain water we dey drink. The rain water now no way to drink. but we dey manage am because we no get money to go do borehole. My children na every month dey sick malaria, headache like me serious, a month every month catarrh dey worry me, headache because of the rain water when I dey drink because of no money to go do all those things. So na everything so I dey experience and e dey really affect us, government to do. As for me, water, good better school for our children, like people like us wey be say no get money to train our children. If dem provide school for us, our children go go. Then at least if na small money for the month, na sometimes our crops no dey grow, nothing to take survive, na hungry we dey. Old women dem, we farmers wey dey, wey we no dey see anything, we no dey even work. At least make dem do small thing for us for the month, make we dey carry survive. Listen, make dem do free medical this thing for us, make we dey fit dey go treat ourselves because we no get money wey we go carry dey go hospitals, dey go do their private hospitals to go treat ourselves. So we beg government make dem try look into the matter, help we wey be the farmers wey dey stay for the community wey dey suffer too.
Just as it is with the fisheries, the farmland is not left out. If you plant, apart from the fact that what you are going to harvest is now polluted, the quantity of harvest is also not sustainable. So cassavas rot before they are harvested, yams die before they are mature, and so on and so forth. So the farmer is also impoverished. So you go to the river, you can't have catches for your family. You go and farm, you don't have harvests worth calling harvest. This is the tragedy of oil and gas exploitation to the locals in Bayelsa State in particular and the Niger Delta in general, aside from the ailments that they also now suffer and die from. Plants are mutating and forming species that are not quite healthy for human consumption. So the gas goes into the atmosphere, it gets dissolved in the clouds, in water droplets, and falls down as rain and percolates into the ground. So you find that polluted gas in the ponds and in the streams. And then as they water the land, you plant on it, they get into your crops, and so they find their way into your intestines. Are you wondering why there is a higher number of deaths due to cancer of all types at the Niger Delta Teaching Hospital at Okolobiri than any other ailment so far in the last about 30 years?
And since they started gas flaring, it has affected the community immensely. People are suffering so much because of this. Some people are having stroke. As we speak, I know of 3 or 4 persons that are down with stroke in the community. So many young men are dying now in the community due to strange illness. Elderly, some are young. But for now, some other persons are just trying to see how to manage things and move on in life. The roofs are also very rusty because of the flare that is coming from there. Well, we have been discussing, but they said there's nothing they can do, that they have to flare the gas. They said it's a must, that I'm not sure they are going to do anything, because they said the gas flaring here, they said the flaring is not affecting the community. The last time we talked about it, they said it's not affecting the community. They said they have modified the gas in a way that it will not affect anybody in the community. But I'm sure what they are saying is not true, because we are seeing the effects of the flare in the community. They have employees, but they are all contract staffs. But most of the staffs that are working there are cleaners, some are gardeners, some are grass cutters. Some people work in their kitchen so that after working they can go and eat. For now, we don't have anybody that is working there as a staff. The government is aware. The government of Bayelsa State is aware of what is happening here. They are aware. We have gone to them. We have gone to their place, to their office so many times to discuss on issues affecting the community. They are aware of what is happening. and they are not doing anything to see how to ameliorate or solve it. There is no policy at all from the government or even from the company. What they are here to do, they said they are here to do business, and they are carrying out their business. Their business is, they said they are here to make profit. So whatever they are doing here, they are doing it to make profit for themselves and also send money to the government, the federal and state government. There is no policy at all. The National Assembly said they should stop gas flaring in all communities. But after they passed that law, or after they deliberated on that issue, nothing has been done till now. And they have not done anything to see how to stop it. Apart from that, I'm not sure there is any law or there is anything that has been done on this issue. In every ramification of life, it's affecting the community seriously. And it's like there's nothing the community can do about it. Proper health care. They should come and carry out proper health care, check the health of the people, and also look at the river. They should go and check what is causing what is the reason why people cannot fish in their rivers. Because there should be a reason why they cannot go there and fish. They should come and carry out an experiment so they can know what to do to assist the community.
Now, crude-related materials are also released into the water. So sometimes when you go to the water side, you see a glistening sheen of petroleum products on the surface, and it tells you clearly that someone is doing something that they wouldn't do in Aberdeen, they wouldn't do in America, they wouldn't do in the Netherlands, but they do here recklessly. Now, if you flare, someone is killed, and there is no prize for the dead. You cannot say, okay, this human being is worth $1 billion, for instance. So people have been killed for nothing. There is, I don't want to call it a mitigation. What they are supposed to have done was not to flare. What they are supposed to have done was not to allow any spillage to happen. Because letting it happen and then coming to pay compensation is an insult. I don't like to even hear it. I hear people say it to say, okay, compensation. What compensation? How do you compensate? How do you enjoy compensation when you are dead? So this is how callous it has been. Nigeria does not realize that the people of the Niger Delta, the people in Bayelsa State, the people of the Kwetama Kingdom are paying a very high price, carrying a back-breaking burden of this exploitation for so long, for about 6 decades plus now. And that bit has to be told. It is not a joke. It is, even though, yes, our kingdoms are other people's business premises. They call them oil blocks. So my kingdom is someone's oil block. Yes, even though it is someone's oil block, which is again an insult to me, that my home, my palace is part of someone else's business premises. And any moment he wants, he can gas me to death or shove me aside or come and flatten my home. That is how bad it is. And then to rub it in, they ensure that we do not have a livelihood. We do not stay alive. That is how bad it is.
Aspect, our crops, most of our cassava, yam, they did not go very well because of the impact of the flare. And most of the drillages, the pipeline they dig, they block where the water is supposed to flow past. So our crops, some of them damaged by water. In earthwise, some of our children, they are not doing the real water because of the flare. When the rain fall, when they put buckets into the water, we see the bottom of the basin black, which they are not drinking. When they try to do it, they bathe it. Some of them used to have rich rashes in their body. I mentioned in terms of the building, most of our buildings used to crack because of the vibration of the flare. From roof, you get dark, very dark, because the flare, the dark flare coming out of the roof. Okay. The only thing we have to do to help ourselves is to drain our bowl, to help so our children we manage to use the water to bathe. I cannot use the bore water to even drink the water because of the flare.
Okay. So you only use the bottle?
Appeal to the government and the oil companies to help us to drill potable water which our children can use to drink and bathe. And in the aspect of the sickness, let them try to bring a good health care center in our area. So our children is not functioning very well.
Okay.
Our own, we appeal to government to help us to create access where the water will be flowing past, so that our crops will grow very well. But most of the crops that died, most of them is water.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Flaring. The things I see in this community, before we are not suffer from rivers. Our women, then they survive for rivers. Our men, them, we keep feed. But now, no other things. Both our bulls, animals, and we not see animals again because of this gas flaring. Our women, then before our fathers are women, before they take fish, they feed our family. But now, not fish. We are suffering. See the water side, the whole water side, so many grass, no way because of snakes will come out for river. We are suffering all those things. Now things will help our family than before. Our women then through our community, so many women are getting blind because of this flame. So many women are get blind, and some we get a lot of food, but now no way. The cassava is gone, no way to feed our family. We are suffering for all those things. We need government to come support us. The government said no way now because more than sickness, more than cold, because of cold and fevers through this our gas flaring. The company sometimes they employ our workers, but the employment not favor everybody. Only some people where the company favor, and those who they work and smart and dropping don't come. Only few people that they employ. The only thing is that when during election time, the community will they vote, they support because it's your state. So people came out during the election time, they stopped the company. Nowadays, no say one will protest. The company are bringing their armies. Sometimes they push our people to out and no way to protest because army they there. They can't will protest. Maybe they bring small thing. That small sometimes 10 bag of rice, 20 bag, 50 bag of rice. That will not feed the community for years. We need to help our people. Community need. May government support us, implement and train our children. No people want them not separate to do before now. This water will still they drink for, but now no way for this water way will they drink. We need employment to help the family, and my family need employment for the community. Said make the children go school. Now through school they will survive. We need scholarship for the community. Make our children go school. Make self-help and the government put down to help our children. For gas, sometimes we say the gas and the air seems to black, some colored. Because sometimes community something what happen for the community. Smoke they come out of community anyhow. So we need all these things to stop.
It's supposed to be done is you stop flaring gas. So you stop it completely. You stop polluting our river with your sewage or whatever. You stop polluting the land and the river from crude oil or the products of refining or exploitation of crude oil. Once you do that, then what you are supposed to do next is remediation. Remediation means you rehabilitate the land. You ensure that the pollution is removed. All those pipelines that are buried in the Equatorial Kingdom in the 60s and 70s have to be exhumed and taken away somewhere. You ensure that that is done. And then you, for instance, ensure that there is no further pollution of the river and the lakes and the swamp forests around for forever. And then you deliberately now replant. So you put back fingerlings into the river deliberately. So you get several species of the local fishes that have been around here. And then you plant them again, you put them back. And then if we don't fish for a year or two, they will have grown to size. So you now have back that river pollutant that has been introduced into our ecosystem. And mark you, for most of you, you may not know that when Shell or any oil company, be it Chevron or Mobil or any of them, tries to do cleanup as they've done before, what they do is to mask it. I'm a scientist, so I understand the process. They bring coagulants and just ensure that the crude on the surface is not seen on the surface anymore. They just get it to coagulate and then it sinks into the water. So it remains underground, in the water, down in the water. And once they are agitated, they still pollute. And water is the most perfect solvent in the universe. So even metals, even gold dissolves in water slowly. So if you encapsulate, you coagulate crude oil and leave it inside fresh or salt water, the truth is that it is dissolving slowly and then coming back into my throat, into my stomach, into my blood, and then no wonder people are dying of cancer. Call it leukemia or whatever. So the first thing to do is stop gas flaring, stop crude oil pollution of all types. They must stop it. They must do this thing the way it's supposed to be done. The DPR, which has become NUPRC, has to be professional. You cannot have an NUPRC that does not have helicopters with which to go offshore to inspect. They don't have money for lodging. They don't have transport money. They don't have boats to go around the creeks of the Niger Delta. And for boats, I'm particular because there is no federal government institution in this country that the federal government has deliberately given boats to function in the riverine. So, for instance, there is no riverine equivalent of the Federal Road Safety Corps, none. The customs in Bayelsa State, no boats. The NDLA in Bayelsa State, no boats. The immigration in Bayelsa State, no boat. The National Orientation Agency in Bayelsa State, no boat. Almost every federal government institution or establishment in the riverine in Bayelsa State has no boats. And I believe it is similar for River State and Delta State and Akwa Ibom State and Cross River State and all the riverine states. So the Nigerian state does not seem to know that there are people in the creeks of the Niger Delta or what.